Hi everyone. So for our today's first episode of Elevate podcast, we have Rakesh Ramteke, and he's a seasoned software engineering lead with 17 plus experience in building scalable business solutions in multiple cloud environments like AWS and Azure. And he's an expert in microservices architecture with strong background in Java and with both SQL and NoSQL databases. He's a strong advocate for test-driven development, which is an essential tool for code quality. So though he's coming from strong Java background, he has expanded his horizons in DevOps space with Jenkins and Docker. So as a team lead, he has managed very challenging teams both onshore and offshore throughout his career. So welcome Rakesh on today's episode.
Hey, thank you so much, Harsha, for inviting me in your first podcast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so Rakesh, I just want to get a start to our discussion. Uh, if you have to name three things, maybe three people, maybe three events that really shaped your life, what would they be?
Definitely, it is many events basically in my life. But if I thought about coming to software engineering or choosing a computer field as my career, I remember one name that is from my college, my lecturer, Mr. Gandhi. He was a physics professor, and when I passed out from my 12th, I went to him, I approached him, I asked him, "Sir, what is the next for me?" And he suggested three fields. First of all, he suggested me to go with education field. Second is like a petrochemical field, petrochemical science, and third one is computer science. So when choosing computer science field, it is not my first choice initially, and not even his first choice. He told me that instead of going to any degree, first go for educational degree like a D.Ed. That time it was a diploma in education, and you can start your early career with your primary teacher. And then I understood why he was suggesting me, because my family background is not very good, financially not good that time, and that's why he suggested that just go and grab at least diploma in education, and you start earning with primary teacher, and then you can continue your higher education. I I listened to him. I went to a college. I was standing in the queue to get enrollment form, but then I realized, am I born for primary teacher? And then I come from that queue. Instead of waiting long, I came from that queue and went to a um, I say it was in a senior college where I pursue my bachelor science degree in computer science, and my journey start with BSc computer, then master's degree, and then fall. I start my career as a software engineer with one small organization. Yep.
Okay, yeah, very inspiring, Rakesh. So one thing I personally believe is that the teachers, they can really contribute to the society in the same way, in the very noble way, like the good doctors they contribute to the society. The doctors save life, like when the uh, people have some illness, sickness. In the same way, teachers shape the life from the very beginning of someone. So, like you mentioned, that teacher really shaped your entire career with his advice, and I believe, yeah, you should be really grateful for that advice. Yeah.
Definitely. Whenever I remember, I always remember that teacher name. Okay. That he's the one who advised me, and because of his advice, today I am here. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's really inspiring, Rakesh. Thanks for sharing that. So, yeah, so that is kind of a mentoring you received from this special teacher, like a coaching uh, advice you got. So, I understand that was a turning point in your life. So, after moved into computer science in as a career, how did you start to see coaching and mentoring? How important it is to you currently?
Yeah, after starting my career with as a software engineer, one important difference I observed, you require mentoring and coaching in your life. Till now, or you can say till last year, I do not have any coach in the industry or mentoringship. I was walking alone in the industry, but I meet few managers who's really good to guide me and get a new opportunity. I learned, one of my managers told me in meeting that don't say to no to your managers. If you don't know anything, you can ask a help. If someone asks you, Rakesh, start this work or start learning this new technology, you should not say to no. You can ask help. Yes, I am ready to do, but I need this kind of thing. I need some training. I need some do my homework. Something that you have to convey him so that he can believe that or he can think about, yes, he is the person that he is going to provide a helping hand to a manager. If you are if you are a helping hand to your manager, definitely you will progress in the IT industry. That
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
I feel, Harsha.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rakesh, for sharing that. Yeah, like I want to add little bit of thing that I have heard from my mentors. Like, if you could fix a pain for your manager, that is one of the greatest things you can do to make good progress in your career. You have to find a pain point. You have to find some trouble that your manager is facing, and if you can find a good solution to that, that is one advice I got from one of my greatest mentors. And if you can find a solution, if you can make their problem your problem and find a solution, that is where you can really make good impact and progress in your career. Thanks for sharing that, Rakesh.
Definitely, I totally agree with you.
Right. And so I know you have been inspired by certain books that you came across in your career or through your mentors. Would you like to share some of those books with the audience?
Definitely. See, before joining some mentorship program, okay, uh, till that 2024, I haven't read any inspirational book, how I shaped my life. But after that, one of my coach suggested me to start with small. And at the end of the day, when I'm going into bed, I keep one book aside and daily I was reading 4 to 5 page, sometime 10 page, but not more than that. And now today I almost finish 3 books.
Yes.
So what I learned from that book, that how should we keep ourselves happy, or how we can see the our progress. So progress, uh, uh, we have to measure backward side, not forward side, because forward is horizon. You are not going to see your progress when you are measuring, but when you are measuring backward side, you can see lot of thing you have done it. So nowadays I'm practicing that every day. I'm started my meditation, and then writing the gratitude, and writing my daily task that I learned from the Gap and Gain. Gap and Gain, the book, I have to read one more time because I have to see some other aspect of that book. But initially, I learned to measure our success as a by going backward. How I have done, what is my winning moment from last 90 days, that I can easily tell you because it's written in my book. What are the tasks I have completed? So that kind of improvement I can see, and from my meditation, I realize something, that if we have to, it's not like that in a seasonal time we have to pick up the books and read, but it is a consistent effort that we have to put it. If you want to be a successful in your life, whether it is any field, you should be a consistent in your action. You should be a discipline in your life. These two things, you if you follow, you will be a successful. There are many aspects being a successful, but the effort should be a consistent. It's not like that it should be a seasonal kind. Whenever we have exam, we started a reading book. Whenever we our job is on stake, we started the preparation of interviews. I realize that it is a short term process, but if you want to play a long term side, you have to put your consistent effort. And after reading two books, I realized that no, I can finish few more books because I am putting a small effort to 4 to 5 pages per day. It is not a big effort; it is small effort. But after accumulating, after seeing that my progress in 2024, I haven't read a single book, but now it is 3 books, and that books provide me a visualization, that new thinking coming up in my mind, how I should be thinking. That is I learn. Yeah, that is I learn, and I definitely emphasize, be a discipline in your life, be consistent in your effort. That is it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rakesh. Thank you for sharing. I think everyone in the audience can benefit from those ideas, especially whenever we have a trouble, we just go, and when we have a challenge ahead of us, we do something for a couple of days, couple of weeks, and then we became little bit comfort. We leave out that habit, the new activity we started doing. So rather than that, what you are suggesting is, if you want long term results, if you want long term growth, you have to, maybe it's hard, maybe it's boring, it gets boring
Yeah.
long term, but you have to keep going, you have to be disciplined, and that way the growth would be consistent, the results you see would be consistent. That is your
Yeah.
message, I hear.
Yeah.
Thank
Correct.
you. Thank you very much for sharing that, Rakesh. So, tell us a little bit about your family, how you are, like you mentioned a little bit about your school and how you transition to computer science. tell us about your family, like where are you located now, kind of your personal things.
Definitely. Currently, I'm located in Austin, Texas, and I'm working for one of the automobile company, that is Daimler Truck, and we are building the application for their subscription model because they have many vehicles, mostly trucks, and trucks after selling the trucks, they have their own subscription model. So currently we are integrating the Salesforce with Java because Salesforce had their own database, and that database we are not able to they are not able to expose for every consumer. So in middle we have building the microservices. That microservices is going to pull the data from Salesforce by integrating some of the Salesforce API calls, and we are storing in our Postgres DB. And in that Postgres DB, we are exposing the Salesforce data through our consumer. That is what high level I can provide you the insight about my applications. So we are using Java 17, Azure Cloud, as well as PostgreSDB. And for automation part, creating the infrastructure, we are leveraging the Terraform. So in Azure services, we are using various Azure services like Event Hub, as well as Azure Functions, that is serverless technology we are using, along with some applications, or some application we are dedicatedly using the Azure Kubernetes services. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So you are kind of, I think, blending both aspects of development as well as DevOps, right?
Yeah, correct.
Kind of, right? Yeah. So that is a very rare specialization I see, because what I see in the industry mostly sometimes there isn't a good combination or coordination between DevOps and development. Sometimes when developers start working on something, they have issues. They could point it to the DevOps team, and
Yes.
when DevOps have a team issue, they might say it's a responsibility of the developers. But I see like you are trying to rather than pointing fingers, you are trying to bridge that gap by getting specialized in both these domains, so you know what is the ideal solution for those challenging situations. I really love that.
Yeah, in my past, I worked as a DevOps engineer when I was in Accenture. I was supporting various application for one pharmaceutical giant. But here is like it's a developer responsibility to develop the code and promote till production. So we have initially built one serverless application that pulls the data from the database. Sorry, not from database. It is coming from the Event Hub from Salesforce. So there is a integration point. There is Salesforce server, which is sending the subscription data. So that Event Hub is configured with Salesforce, and whenever there is a subscription created or vehicle information is created, that event is going to send to uh, Event Hub, and that eventually Event Hub is connected with Azure Cloud Functions, and once it is processed by Azure Cloud Function, we are storing it in our Postgres database.
Right. Yeah, thank you for providing that deeper insight into the kind of applications you manage, Rakesh. Really love that. So everyone can benefit how they can leverage these services in their applications. So one thing I want to ask you, in another 10 years time, where do you see yourself? Because believe you will be in a leadership role based on your experience level and all, but in the organizations we have managerial path or the technical path. So in your understanding, where would you want to be in another 10 years time, Rakesh?
See, another 10-year time, I have two choices that might be possible. Either I am going to architectural role, I am looking a bigger picture, that either senior architecture or solution architecture kind of thing, or I should have my own journey of starting some of the entrepreneurship. That is that is what I currently am thinking.
Okay, yeah, that's really nice, right? It's the next level of, leadership rather than working under a direct employer. Entrepreneurship, it's the next level, right? You can create jobs, you can be the leader who create businesses, who create impact to the society. I think that's a more greater contribution to the society. Good luck with that, Rakesh, for sure, and I'm sure you will get there. Uh, so I know there is a lot of AI thing going on. So I want to make a statement and see how you think about it. In my opinion, I feel these AI skills now are like transferable skills that we usually, like the leadership, the communication. The AI skills are also kind of transferable, because if you learn how to leverage AI in healthcare, you can do that in any other industry, like the automobile, because the tools, the concepts like the prompt engineering, they are very much applicable to any industry. So what is your take on learning AI and leveraging AI in your industry?
Yeah, so in my industry, or in even in this current organization, they are leveraging the AI, because they have their own devices that continuously they are sending the events in the form of either video or objects. Because currently there are many vehicles, they have their own cameras, and they are identifying the object on the roads, certain conditions, or even they are sending the notification for whenever, as a car owner or any vehicle owner, that the time when they are going to, when the vehicle is expecting a maintenance, right? So they are leveraging the AI side, the sending the notification, as well as identifying the object. That is a, I can say that is a predictive AI. And for generative AI, they are going to expand some kind of issues occur in the vehicles. How, as a user, how I can first troubleshoot instead of going to service center. First, I, as a owner, I should troubleshoot by giving the instructions. So they are documenting it, and even in my company, we are working. One of my friend is working on uh, one initiative that converting the users manuals of any equipment or any devices, and that based on that user manuals as well as troubleshooting guides, we can identify any issues in our electronic appliances as well. So that kind of use case currently building on in my area as well.
Okay. Yeah, really interesting what you shared, Rakesh. I think that's a very good application where we want to leverage AI, like the um, because we don't want sometimes we don't want another human person to go through the documentation and find the relevant answer for our customers. We can easily leverage AI without any cost. So like the I'm thinking of a RAG application, retrieval
Yep.
augmented generation. So you provide all those user manuals as the knowledge base or the data source, and then the chat application can always go through these super fast compared to a human, and then provide the relevant response to the users in a way customized in a more specific situation specific or organization specific way to troubleshoot the issue. That's a very nice application,
Yep.
right? uh, so if I in conclusion remarks, I want to get your advice because you have 17 plus years of experience as a software engineer, and uh, as you mentioned, in these 17 plus years, more than 16 plus years, you went through this career. You went in this career without a proper mentor, without a good coach. So you there may be situations where you learned lessons the hard way, and if someone is starting their career today, you would like to know, tell them, okay, don't make these mistakes, don't fall into these traps. Is there any advice like that you would like to give to a fresh engineer starting today?
Definitely. So, what I observed, or the current market situation basically, okay, it's very tough. But surviving in the current market situation or getting a new job in IT industry, specifically for juniors engineer, it is difficult. What I observed that first they have to work on their basics. Their basics should be strong enough, and they have to flexible. First of all, coming to a basics, their data structure algorithm is up to the mark. They have to drill data structure algorithm. While building any system, we as a developer, I never think what is the use of this array, stack, queues, trees. But after certain time, I realize these are the backbone of your computer system. How application can reduce the time, what are the data structure we can use, like hash map. If I am to search something using key value pair, we can easily use hash map by accessing the element in O of n. Sorry,
Oh,
O of 1,
one, yeah.
right? There are multiple time we search applications in the database, and we mostly use the tree array list, right? So if any element we want to search, it is like a O of n, big O of n, right? But think about that, how I can reduce that time. We can apply some kind of binary search, so that we are going to minimize the time of searching.
Right.
It makes a difference. Initially, for a sample input, let's suppose we have hundreds element of array in our array. That doesn't impact for O of n. But think about the time complexity when you have the millions of records in your array. What will happen? We have to think about that way. If the input your input is a very large amount, how the search will impact? What is the what is a you can say whether your user is impacted because of your you are running your query background, which is taking too much time. It is impacting your users, right? So think about that perspective. I think the basic of starting your career, that is your data structure algorithm. You have to drill down. You have to practice it, and then your basics about any technology. You pick up your language, how that language is you use internally, how it is going to interact with your system. If you know basics very well, with your problem solving attitude, you will definitely survive in your industry. And also, you should be flexible enough. You should be adaptive in nature, that whenever there is a new technology coming in, you should be learn. So when I started my career, I was using only Java and struts as a framework, framework. And slowly I was adapting new technology. I learned Spring Boot. Earlier I used EJB 3. Now I'm leveraging the cloud technology with microservices architecture, and now I'm learning the AI. So in IT industry, your learning curve will never end, first of all, but before that, your root is so strong. First, work on your basics, that is your data structure algorithm, and then adapt a new technology.
Okay, that's really nice, wonderful advice, Rakesh. Because what I realized from your first advice is that we all try to go after data structures and algorithms, but you highlight the importance of applying it and with understanding of the scale, because even constant time improvement can make a huge difference, huge efficiency improvement when it comes to millions of nodes, millions of data elements there. So that is the important part, I think, there. And how adaptability, because if you don't adapt, you are going to be obsolete in the market
Yeah.
if you don't update your skills. Yeah, thank you very much, Rakesh, for this wonderful session. And I think everyone could benefit from your experience, advice, and yeah, wish you all the best in your career and hope to see you in another episode like this. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Harsha.